Okie dokie, so today we're talking about enzymes again, but now I'm really going to analyze this graph, so I'm going to draw a really big one here, and we're going to take a huge look at what's going on here and try to label most of the different distances we have on a graph like this and take a good look at it. So we're going to start with, we'll start with C6, H12, O6, right? Just kind of a whatevers. Okay, so first I want to label some things. This distance to this distance right here, the top. So from my start to the highest point is my activation energy. Activation energy. So this is energy that's going to be put in, energy that's put in and then spent. So if we went up and down, it'd technically be a net zero. So then we have this amount of energy, right? And so I like to think of this as the delta H, right, of the reaction. Maybe even the delta G of Gibbs free energy. If we look back at this equation, right, there's our delta H a little bit. Or you could think of delta G. Kind of similar things. But in general, this is the energy given off for this type. So energy released. So if this was going up by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that was in joules, we could say that 3 joules were released by looking at the graph. So what an enzyme does is it takes and it lowers the activation energy. So I'm going to draw that in the red. So this red line and this red area, I'm going to extend it. Okay, and so I'm going to come out here and be like activation energy. Goodness, energy with the enzyme. Right? So this is without an enzyme right here, and this is with an enzyme. So when you do have an enzyme, it is lower. Oh, and in general, this is going to be overall energy released, right? Because we're going to put in energy here, and we're taking out energy here. There's a net zero of energy in this area, right? Because if we start here and end here, we gained or lost nothing. The amount we put in is the amount we took out. It's kind of like if you give your friend $5 and then he pays you back 20. Well, you really only get 15 because you put in 5. Kind of something like that. But that's a good way to look at this graph and kind of some ways to think about what's going on. Oh, yeah, so in joules, joules are energy. And this is going to be like reaction, like completion. I'm going to use brackets, but like kind of as the reaction progresses, time, if you will, but not really. But yeah, I hope that was helpful.